Hi, I'm Effie and this is What Effie Reads. So it's everyone's favourite time of the month. It's time for TBR games, which means it's also time for my TBR game. So in September we have Bookoplathon run by Becca over at Becca and the Books, and Magical Readathon run by G over at Book Roast. And I'm going to try and take part in both of them. But obviously that's 2 readathons, and I've also got my TBR game. So I'm hoping that for this TBR I can kind of roll them all into one. I've already done my Bookoplay rolls. I decided to do 5 rolls as that's what Becca did, and then obviously sticking with the rules of doubles and whatnot. So I will pop the video of my rolls in just a second. And then for Magical Readathon, I think I'll try and weave in as many as possible. You only need to complete 2 of the main prompts in September to successfully complete the readathon. And then for the character creation, you've got until next April. So I've got a bit of an idea about books that I could potentially read for that, but I'm not going to make myself read them in September if I can't squeeze them in. I think that's it. I don't know. So I will pop the clip of my Bookoplathon rolls in here. So I'm going to be doing my Bookoplay rolls. As I think I've already explained, I won't be choosing my books unless I get chance cards, because I kind of want to incorporate all 3 readathons together. I've got this little like Lego magnet that I'm going to be using as a counter to get me throughout the board, and let's go. Okay, so my first roll is a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And my first prompt is humans. And let's see what my second roll is. Oh, that went off the thing. Okay, joy. This is going well. Okay, second attempt at the second roll. That is a 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the prompt for that is history. And the next roll number 3 is a 7. So and that prompt is opulent rather. Let's see what roll number 4 is. I'm going to jinx myself by saying this, but so far I haven't got any doubles, so let's hope that stays the case. And of course I did actually jinx myself. So that's a 10 and it's a double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it's a community shelf. So let's see what the prompt is. It is targeted ad, budget £5. Okay, so for that I need to go on some kind of social media and pick out a book that is advertised to me. So I will probably do a clip of that after this filming. So I've got 2 more rolls, assuming I don't get any more doubles, and it is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I don't know if this one you actually have to pick a book for or not, so bear with me. Okay, so for this one it's randomise your TBR, and because I don't read Goodreads, and because I don't use Goodreads, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop, say, between 1 and 400 into a random number generator, and I will count along my bookcase. Again, I will do that after I finish this clip. And I think I've only got one more goal, so let's see. Okay, let's try that again. And it is 11. I don't know why the dot on the 6 on the red die isn't so visible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And it is a hyped book. So those are all of my Bookoplathon prompts. As you just saw, I ended up having to do 6 rolls, and the prompts I landed on were humans, history, opulent, hyped, and then I also landed on go, so I had to randomise my TBR, and community shelf, and the card for that was a targeted ad. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Instagram and have a scroll and see what targeted ads I find. This could be a bit interesting, as my targeted ads, even though my Instagram is a bookstagram, don't always tend to be for books. So I think I'm going to leave it a little bit like open to interpretation. So if I see an advert for like a TV show or a film that has a book, I might go with that. And as you possibly also saw, it has a budget of £5, so I need to try and find something that is under £5 if I have to buy a book for it. So let's see. So for the community shelf prompt, I had to pick a book based on a targeted ad with a budget of £5. And I eventually found an advert for Spider-Man, so I'm going to take that really loosely, and I'm going to add Miles Morales Shockwaves by Justin A. Reynolds to my TBR, and hopefully I can fit that in somewhere in my TBR game. Because, yeah, so hopefully I can fit that in somewhere in my TBR game. And the other prompt that I will have to pick a specific book for prior to actually playing my TBR game is randomized TBR. So I don't use Goodreads, so I can't do that. However, I do have a list of, well, I've got a list of all my physical books. The rest of my books I'm still in the process of cataloguing. So I'm going to bring up a random number generator and pick a number between 1 and 300, and then we will have a look at my list and find out what book that corresponds to. So I've got my random number generator up, and I'm just going to put between 1 and 300, and I just want one result and generate number. Okay, so I got 275. So I am just going to insert a clip here of what book I end up getting. So as you can see, I've got the spreadsheet open. 275 takes me quite... Growing Things by Paul Tremblay. That's not a great pick, but I guess I'm reading Growing Things, which is on shelf D7. So as you saw, the random number generator picked book 275, which is Growing Things by Paul Tremblay. So I will just grab that, and then we can get into my TBR game proper. before I can play my TBR game, I need to know at what point I will start the video from. So let's bring back that random number generator. And this month's game was 71 minutes long because basically I decided I wanted to reach a certain point and it took me an awful long time to actually get there. Let's generate a number between 1 and 71. And it is 32, so I will start it at 32 minutes into the game. So let's see what my first Pokemon was. I'm in a battle with an Electrike and it's fainted. The first Pokemon that I encountered after the 32-minute mark anyway was an Electrike, which is an electric type, as the name might suggest. Let's hope this isn't a pattern, as I think last month I also had a couple of electric types on my TBR. So let's see if I can figure out a romance that covers some prompts for the Readathons. I would say that for the Bookoplathon prompt, the most obvious one to use is humans. So I need a book that has human main characters. And this is really hard, actually. Let me have a look at my shelves and get back to you. So this is just the first addition to my TBR and I'm already gonna go rogue. So the book that I'm gonna pick for this is actually two books. If you've seen my birthday vlog, you will have seen that I was incredibly excited to get Redemptor a couple of days early. And I just haven't had the opportunity to read it and I'm desperate to read it. So this will also count as the Ash Thorn Tree prompt for the Magical Readathon, which is a book that keeps tempting you or top of your TBR. But I want to read Raybearer first, so I'm going to put both of these books on as a single prompt. Am I making a big mistake? Possibly. But I'm desperate to read these two. So that counts for humans, Ash Thorn Tree, and obvious. Oh shoot! It's not a romance, is it? Is it? I don't know actually. There is a kind of budding romance. Oh yeah, okay. So it does say something about a handsome new stranger that she can't quite trust. So I'm going to assume there's going to be a romance in here. There was kind of a budding romance in Raybearer. So let's say it counts. I don't know. So that is number one. So let's see what my next encounter was. Just merrily walking along. Oh no. An Electrike has come and run up to me. Adorable, but it is an Electrike. I'm really hoping this isn't a theme for this TBR, but I encountered another Electrike, which means that I've got to add another romance to my TBR, and this could be fun. So I think I'm going to try and get this one to count for opulent for the Bookoplathon prompts, but I'm not sure which I'm going to, or if I'm going to be able to count it towards any of the Magical Readathon prompts. So I need an opulent romance. What do I have on my shelves? That is the question. I've decided to pick The Air by Kira Cass because I know it's a romance. And also the protagonist is a princess. So I'm going to say that's got fairly opulent vibes. I'm not sure if I can count it towards any of the Magical Readathon prompts though. No, it doesn't look like it. But that's fine because I only need to fit two on to succeed. So let's see what my third encounter was. Running. Oh, the electric caught up to me. Yet another electric. These things are persistent. I think I've just gotten really unlucky because we just happened to have started on the point of the game where I kept encountering electrics. Well, I didn't encounter them. They literally chased me down. So I've got to find another romance. This is going to be such a romance heavy month. I think to try and balance it out, I'm going to see if I've got any ebooks or audiobooks that I can add. And I have no idea if I'm going to be able to fit any Bookoplathon prompts because I'm down to either history or hyped because the two other prompts already have books assigned. I've got to try and squeeze in. So let's see what I can find. So I've had a bit of a look through my Kindle Unlimited wish list and I found a book called What a Duke Does for Love by Alice Kirks. So I think I'm gonna add that one. It sounds like it's a romance, but it's also a little bit of a mystery as the protag's trying to find out who murdered her brother or something. So that can count for Obsidian Falls for the Magical Readathon. And it's a Regency romance, so it can count for the history prompt of Bookoplathon. So I think we're getting somewhere. Now for encounter number 4, and hopefully I don't have another electric chasing me down. And I can add something that isn't a romance. Fishing. Would you believe I had no idea how to fish for a large portion of this game? And then ASB and he was like, oh, what have I caught? A Tootle! They're so adorable. They remind me of Squirtles, but I don't think they're actually anything to do with a Squirtle. The next Pokemon was a Tootle, which means it's not an electric. Yay! A Tootle is a water type, and for water type, I need to read a buddy read. So I'm going to go with Under the Whispering Door by TJ Clune, which I am buddy reading with Head in the Books. She's always linked below. Go check her out. She's wonderful. I am buddy reading a few different ones, but this one I was desperate to get on my TBR. I'm gonna say it's hyped because I've heard a few people talking about it, even though it isn't out yet, and TJ Clune as an author is incredibly hyped. So that's that prompt as well. And I'm going to say it's probably going to be a 5-star prediction. So that will count as Tower of Rumination for the Magical Readathon. So I'm really managing to get everything. So let's see what my 5th encounter was. Oh, I've been challenged to a battle. Feels like it's been an age since I got challenged to a battle. Very weird though that. The interviewers? I don't know. What are they going to send out? Helioptile and... did I get distracted? No. And Clink. Well, Helioptile's very cute. Clink's just odd. My next Pokemon encounter was when I was challenged to a battle. And in that battle, it was like 2-on-2. So I encountered a Helioptile, which is an electric normal. So once again, I'm going to have to read a romance, but it needs to be between 300 and 500 pages. And the other Pokemon was a Clinks, I believe. Oh, Clink, singular, which is a steel type. And I need to double check what that prompt means. But I will check what the prompt means and also have a look at my shelves and then I will get back to you. So first things first, a steel type is a thriller. So for that, I'm going to read The Housemate by, I need to check the author, Nina Manning. And for a romance that's between 300 and 500 pages, I'm going to read You Should See Me in a Crown. This is turning into quite a challenge today, largely because I'm getting just so many romances, and I don't own romances really, or at least I don't think I own romances. So You Should See Me in a Crown, I believe, is set in a school because it's in the run-up to prom, so that'll count for a William Academy on the Magical Readathon. And if What a Duke Does for Love doesn't count as a mystery, then The Housemate will obviously count for as a thriller for Obsidian Falls. And let's see what my sixth encounter was. I really hope I don't get any more romances, but who knows? This has been a weird TBR. Oh, what's that odd thing in the grass? Oh, let's see. And it's a driftloon. Very odd looking things. My next encounter was a driftloon, and I will tell you now, I'm pretty sure my next two encounters were also driftloons because I was determined to catch one, and I don't think I actually did. A driftloon is a ghost type, but it's a ghost flying type rather, which means that I need a book with spooky vibes. That is also a mood read. So I actually think I know what I want to read for this prompt, but I will still suggest 2 books, and it'll just be a case of like 2 books, 3 books, I don't know. I think what I'm going to do, because I'm pretty sure the next 3 encounters are driftloons, I'm going to put 3 books on and see how I go. I know it's kind of like cheating, but also not, because I know I want to read them all. So I'm going to put Certain Dark Things, which is the new Sylvia Moreno Garcia. I hope that's the correct order of her name. I'm also going to put Mooncakes, which is the Queer Picture Book Club pick for September, and I love this book, so I'm really looking forward to a reread. And also, I can finally put Growing Things on this TBR, which is crazy that it's gotten to this point before I can put Growing Things on, but it's on there. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the next 2 encounters are driftloons, so if they are, I will skip them because I've already put 3 spooky books on. And if they're not driftloons, I guess you'll see me in a sec. Well, I am rambling. Sorry. If I'm wrong and they're not driftloons, then I will tell you when I come back. So I guess onto the next encounter. I've completely lost count of where I am though. Oh dear. So I'm being challenged by Team Yell, who are simultaneously meant to be football hooligans, but also are dressed like punks. It's a very weird smush. And the first Pokemon is a Zigzagoon. The next Pokemon that I encountered that wasn't a Driftloon was a Zigzagoon, which is a normal type, and for that I just need to read a book that's 300 to 500 pages long, and I have an audiobook of A Spark of Light by Jodie Picoult. The physical book is 352 pages according to Storygraph, so I'm gonna pop that on for that prompt. That was my 7th encounter, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do 1 more encounter, so this will be my final encounter, and then any books that I haven't managed to pop on my TBR that I need to add on my TBR, I will add on at the end. But this has gone really badly. I don't know. Let's see what my final encounter was, and I will get back to you. What's he gonna send out next? Let's see. Oh, a Thievel. Should we see what the Thievel looks like? It's a very odd Pokemon. I don't know how you'd really describe it. It looks like it's got like a mask over its eyes, and it's also kind of foxy. It's cute, but odd. So for what I'm going to call my final encounter, I encountered a Thievel, which is a dark type, so I need to add a horror book to my list. Which is brilliant because I'm really fancying some horror. But I don't have a particular horror book in mind. Or maybe I do. Is Death Note horror? Yes, apparently Death Note counts as horror. So I am going to add Death Note Volume 1 to my TBR. And that is my TBR. Let me just grab Death Note and then I will do a bit of a wrap up. So we finally reached the end of my TBR game. This has felt like quite a long one. I don't know if it is. And this has gone not quite how I expected. I actually went into this thinking, oh yeah, I'll do an easy month. I've been struggling to get through my TBRs. I won't do too many. And then this, oh gosh, one of these books is back to front. This is my physical TBR. And on top of that, I've got 3 ebooks. So on top of this, I've got 3 ebooks and 2 audiobooks. So it could be quite interesting to see if I actually managed to complete this. And I also need to add on Miles Morales Shockwaves, which I didn't manage to fit onto the TBR anywhere. And I think that's all the compulsory reads. I could be wrong. I know I've got some arcs that come out right at the start of October, but I think this is a pretty ambitious TBR without that, so I'll have to squeeze them in at the start of October. I will also mention the books that the couple of books I figured I'm going to read for my character creation of Magical Readathon, although I'm really doubtful I'm actually going to read them in the month of September because this is already a massive TBR. So I've decided that my character is going to be Skymon from Dark Meadow, who is a wildling, which means I need to read one of the oldest books I own or have on my TBR. And that is the book that I haven't actually picked out yet. I may read one of my antique books, or I may just read, any of my books that I've had for way too long. But for the Dark Meadow prompt, I need to read a book that is a dark academia. So I'm either going to read The Secret History or Get Out. Well, I'm going to read, not Get Out, sorry. Ace of Spades. I'm going to and eventually read both of them, but I'm going to use one of those 2 books as my Dark Academia prompt. And for the wildling, I need to read a book that is largely set in the forest or outside. And I thought, why not read Battle Royale manga? So that is my way too ambitious TBR. But I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed the chaos that was 2 readathons, 1 TBR game. And I'll be interested to see how I actually get on with this. And until next time, bye!
there's a place